How are you doing? Welcome back to the Blue Room, aka the Boom Boom Room. It is Confessions 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. We lost count. Either way, I am here with Ricki Monique.
Hi, y'all.
And we are going to do some confessing. If you haven't joined us before, I have thought of 5 questions. Ricki has thought of 5 questions. We are going to put them into the box and randomly pull them and have some conversations, tell our truth, share some honesties, and confess to some things. So, let's look. Yeah. Okay. We always cheers. I don't know why we close it, but we're going to cheers to a wonderful evening.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here. Always.
Thank you for
back.
having me.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Or I can go first. You can go first. You don't. Okay, go ahead. It's gonna start off like
All
that.
right.
I'm afraid.
Toe sucked
Oh.
or inside of ear licked.
Easy.
Easy. Toes.
Okay.
But also, I have this spot on the inside of my foot.
Okay.
And if you bite it,
Mm.
instant nut.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know who needs to know
No,
that.
well, maybe one or a few, or
Yeah. Somebody.
do you tell people where that spot is, or they have to find it on their own?
It depends.
Okay.
I mean, the person I'm seeing now, I told him because
Okay.
I like him.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But I feel like people who are trying to be too cool, you just gotta find it.
I was going with toe suck too because I do not. The slop, like a lick maybe, but
No.
when you get to licking too much and slop is all and you breathing all,
Nope.
that is the most disgusting feeling to me.
Same. I know people who are have really sensitive ears, so it's they really enjoy that. But don't do it.
I know, like a slob down in the ear.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad you got that one.
Yeah,
Yes, it started off.
funny.
Okay, that's how we started it off tonight. Okay. Okay, good. How has your relationship to your body developed or changed over the last few years? It has evolved in a way because of practices that I have had to partake to survive. And mostly I take a cold shower every morning, even in the winter, right? That has not only created discipline, with the relationship with self, it also is your immune system. You can Google it, right? What it's good for, but for me and for my nerve condition that I have, it's part if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be right for the day. I will also say my mindfulness. My mindfulness and what I'm listening to, who I'm speaking with, who I'm allowing in my space, my full body, right? Not just my physical self, but lately I've been checking in with how is your mind, right? When people say, oh, how are you? We always say, oh, I'm good. And is my mind good? Is my body good? How is spirit? You know, how is soul? And so lately I've been asking myself those questions. And yeah, and also the nutrients I have put in. So I did 2 10-day juice cleanses. I have lost over 35 pounds in the last 2 years. My stretching, just things I put in place that they are more important now than ever before. I have to. It's not even a choice anymore. Yeah, and my yoga with you. I appreciate you bringing me back into that space. I think I almost fell out that day, but it's okay. Or the heat, right? No, yeah. Or I remember crying. I remember when we laid whatever was on me that day, that release.
Yeah. It's needed.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember last year when we worked together, you were doing your juice cleanse, and you're just talking about the stages of that and the discipline. that came from that
Yeah.
cleanse. But also, like, I don't think I was taught at a young age to listen to my body. And so, like, I think as I'm getting older, I'm learning the importance of that.
Yep. And that's so, yeah. And we haven't been taught. Even I have learned that even too, I would say, within the last, like, literally, or like your body scans, or where are you holding your stress? You know? I've been tapping lately too. That's my new thing too. That's a beauty.
What is that?
It's just like literally like tap, well, not punching, but like it helps loosen your lymph nodes up and stuff. You can tap, it's like 10 taps, cheeks, chin, your third eye here. It helps like move stuff.
Okay.
But stretching is
Needed.
Man.
Yeah.
Multiple, I mean, and it just, yeah.
Needed.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
What's next? Like, we starting with the, like, you pulling the, yeah, definitely. It's needed. It's always needed.
Ooh, this one. As a writer, how do you push through writer's block? Really good question. I think when I was younger, I would write about the block. That was something.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend at least, who's a poet, taught me.
Familiar.
Yeah, she was like, if you're having writer's block, you just write about the block. Write about what might be blocking you. At this stage, I think I'm trying to understand where the blocks come from.
Okay.
Because a lot of times,
It's real around here, but I thought I turned it off.
A lot of times it's like me trying to see. A lot of times I think it comes from a place of like question about the music industry, or questions about if I actually want to do this. So I've been struggling with writing about the block lately.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I don't write. Like, when I do write, it just it comes. And so I journal every night now. So that's been a new discipline too. Like, I leave my journal after I make my bed, I put it there, like, so I can see it. Like, you don't get to get back in here. And even days like,
Cute.
and it's more reflection of the day, not writing poetry or not writing, short stories. And maybe I can grow that and be like, go sit and write poetry. But most times it has to be some life-changing, some, yeah, that's when it comes. Otherwise, it's just, it might still be in me, but, or a photo, like some type of inspiration that starts it.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to necessarily I think I'm past the point of wanting to make a life off of music.
Okay.
So when that was a thing, it would be like, well, you gotta be disciplined. You gotta write even if you don't want to write. No.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore. I'm like, if I don't want to write, I'm not gonna. Like,
right.
So yeah.
And rewind that part about past the music. That's what is going on with that? Or
no, I think I definitely want to make music again when I'm ready.
Okay.
But I don't. I used to be like, my goal is to make music so I can blow up, and then I'm gonna get signed, and then I'm gonna da-da-da. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
I think I would like to make, or I know I would like to make music just as an expression for myself.
Right. Yeah.
Rather than trying to do it to get me
somewhere or follow the path that's been
pay my bills.
Right.
Like,
right.
It will though. Like I have a feeling about that, but it's not that I'm trying to make that my number one thing, because I can't function without the other things I do, and I don't want that to take over my whole life.
I listened to Garden Together, election day and the day after, and just like find some joy in like remembering those messages in there, and like it's been what it's been. Nothing. We're not new to,
We always have these feelings, and experiences. Yeah.
Are you proud of how you show up in friendships? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? I don't, yes, proud of how I show up, but I don't feel like I have a lot of friends. The people I'm around, I feel like I have a small circle. I know people, right? Or people know of me, or they think they know my life, or, you know, they knew me then. So that's the experience they have with me, wherever it was along life. And as life changes and we elevate and grow, we're not the same person.
Yeah.
And so you want to still meet me where I left you. And that's not my reality. And so as things have elevated in the last few years, and I have met some wonderful people as a grown person, or in the last 10 years or whatever, that I don't consider them friends. I consider them my family. And they're around my kids. They've been in my home. They work with me. They're there. I can vent to them. They vent to me. They know things about me no one else knows. And, but friends I never had. Answer that, please. Sorry. We keep it 100 in here. We're real living people, and, you know, we ebb and flow. My weaknesses, I think I find too much, I find value in giving, right? And so I'm a continuous giver, even when maybe people don't deserve it. But I always want to be the example of what you should or could be. And I always have that, not even karma, but I always have that, what if it was me, right? And would I want somebody to show up for me? And so, yeah. But growing up, I had my cousins, right? That's who I had. I didn't go spend the night at friends' houses. I went to my cousin's house, high school, you know, college even. So, yeah. I would say that's my strengths and my weaknesses.
Your strengths are that you're a giver.
Yeah.
And that you show up for people.
I have a trusting ear.
And you feel those same strengths are also your weaknesses.
True. I don't know if it's that Libra, right? But it's just like, I know there are people in friendships, or even some people in my family, that, like, if they were other people, I might not, like, there's people I should have cut off. And I haven't. Or maybe someone else would cut off.
Because they're family, or they feel like family.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, staying too long sometimes.
Yeah. Too still long. Right? But then, like, I don't know. That's a good one. I'm going to ponder on that even after this, because it has been it has been circling back with me, even within my own, like, why do you find so much value in overdoing or overgiving or still being, like, even when it's a good situation, right? But, like, where is that for me?
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And, like,
yeah,
if I'm not doing it, then I've been sitting with that for like the last 2 weeks. Not even about friendship, but just about what is that about me that wants to keep on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, if my sister said, if you have, for this particular situation, she was like, if you didn't do anything else, you've done enough. And you want to keep doing more.
Damn.
You know what I mean, though? Like, and it's just like, and I don't know what psychologically or what trauma bonded, whatever that it is, that's like, nope, I'm going to keep on.
Yeah. Something that someone told me too is like, because you're like, it's also thinking about how you would want someone to show up for you.
Yeah.
Someone told me, like, a friend I had a few years ago was like, well, if you're doing that because that's how you would want someone to show up, is that for you or is that for me? You know,
yeah,
that question has sat with me for a while, where it's like, okay, well then I think something it started getting me into is seeing how people show up for me, and then going, okay, now I want to know, is this how you would want me to show up for you? Are you showing up for me because this is just who you are as a friend?
Right. Yeah.
Or are you showing up because that's how you would want me to show up for you, or you would want a friend to show up for you?
And that's kind of like what I said, like the example part. Yeah, but you easily can get used.
Facts.
Too.
You
and
are
I don't even
really
think
giving
of it.
too. You're so thoughtful.
Yeah.
You are very giving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not that it needs to be thanked, but and like And more people should be, if it's within your boundaries, if it's you. And then it's not like, oh, it's my last, but I'm definitely like, if I have it, or if it's a resource, or I can make it happen, or whatever, then I am.
But I think about the way that you give less as something that everyone knows how to do or could do, and more as a superpower. You have an ability to think of outside of yourself and go, this would be something that this person might need. Like, there's times that you've checked on me when I was like, I needed it. You know what I mean? Or there's a way that you show up where it's like, I know that I struggle with texting.
I know.
I'm fighting for my life, but I know there's no hard feelings from you.
Yeah,
and
not
that's
at all.
a superpower of yours, to be like, I am just going to check on you or, you know, show up for you in this way because I want to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I know where you stay, so I can pull up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, or I'll be like, oh, whatever. And I follow, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
and I'd be like, send the damn voice text.
Call you.
right. Whenever.
All of the things.
Yeah. For real. Yeah. Beautiful. I know. We begin like, that's why I be like, that's me. Look at like, who was talking? Yeah. No, it was me.
Okay. Creating space solely for Black folks is important because so many reasons. I think since we're forced to come here, there has never been time outside of in our own homes where we've got to exist outside of the white gaze, as in white people watching us or us thinking about what white people might think about what we're doing in that moment. I think time for Black folks to be with one another intentionally. You get to dream, you get to imagine, but you also get to exist with people that are different than you, but also come from the same background as you, to just be without thinking about what somebody else thinks of you. And I think about, you know, when we were in Africa, we were not considered Black. We were just whatever tribe we were from. We were not the same people.
Right.
By being forced to come here, we were forced to become a group of people, right? A culture. So we haven't really had time to foster that culture. I think we've found I think there's so many important thinkers and people who have held space for us since we were enslaved, who have found ways to foster that culture. And I think the more people who continue that work, the more time, the more space, the more energy that we have to really be intentional about what we want our culture to be moving forward and how we can care for ourselves, for each other, for our family, and really define what it means to be Black without letting white people, and I don't want to say without white people telling us what it means to be Black. You know?
You and Zania have done amazing is an understatement, and tangible collective. Like, if you think 20, 30, whatever, like the legacy that y'all have built for others to model, in my opinion, is just everything. And it's not, and y'all have like webbed it out from just watching and from when it started, like to all these different, like come show up and learn in all these different spaces. It ain't just the open mic. It's, you know what I mean? Like, and like how y'all have leveled up or created, right? And grown and like blossomed, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It is. It's and I don't remember those spaces. I'm thankful, like my children, my nieces, students, you know what I mean? Like they've been able to experience, you know, and they haven't until they're there with you all and in the space and in community and building and learning with like
And now you're leaving a legacy for your children to find those spaces for themselves as they continue to get older, and for them to do the same with their children.
Yeah.
So that's so important. I used to love it when you would come to Tangible with your kids, because it's like that is needed. As kids, we need that model.
Yeah. And they loved it. And they're, even if they weren't inspired then, like, I know, too, for sure, I were in awe, Issa, for sure. Just, so enjoyed and filled with love, And
that means
that's,
a lot.
yeah.
Because that man don't show his emotion on
No.
his face. He just be like...
No, I can tell. How do students succeed in the system/institution of education today?
Oh, God.
Oh, I was hoping you would get this one.
Oh, man.
Students do not succeed in this education system today without their parents being present, showing up, holding school systems, parents, staff, administration responsible. And it's not a daycare for you to drop your kids off at. And more parents, COVID is over, and more parents need to get back into the schools that their young people are at. I could go on and on and on and on. If there's things that you want your child to know, make sure you are teaching them at home, because they may not get it.
They're not getting it.
In the school, they're not getting it. And if they are, it is whatever version.
Yeah.
Right? It's an interesting time right now, education. It has always been an interesting time. It's going to be a very interesting time moving forward. I've done some subbing lately, and the roboticness of these young people that I have been around has been heart-wrenching to watch. And there's not learning taking place. There's just doing. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know.
No.
Your face, like,
I'm just like, because even when you do have parents who are active, you still have the system where there are teachers who are doing shit, allowing shit to happen to your child and not calling you and telling you anything happened. Like, my sister, the school she works at, the principal refuses to send kids home. You got a kid throwing a chair and hitting another kid in the head. They get sent to the principal's office. You have a conversation with them. They know they're not supposed to be doing it, but there's no consequence for it. And then nobody calls that. My sister has to be the one to call that child's parent and say, hey, your child got hit in the head today. And unfortunately, I don't have the power to make that other child go home or not be able to come back tomorrow. Your child has to be in the same classroom with the kid who just hit them upside the head with a chair. So what does that tell you? That you're not safe, that you're not valued, that there's nobody that is going to show up if you are being harmed. Physically, emotionally, mentally,
academically.
So what does that make you do? Act wild. It's a wild place. It's a scary place to be.
And really that's not to dismiss any educators who are doing their best and they are showing up. And
for sure,
it was such a joy, the years that we got to spend, or like just knowing like you're here, right? Even if I don't see you, I know I can come find you. And how the universe works, especially when you think of the first time we met. And I was like, I'm a teacher, and here, if you need to do student teaching, and then when you get there, I'm on leave, having surgery somewhere. Like, that was just...
And then you came back.
Yeah, I know. So, all right, you up.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm like, have I ate today?
Uh-oh. It hit you?
Yeah, like,
Oh, I got one of mine. What themes have you noticed in your life lately? Lessons, practices, thoughts, ideas, etc.
Okay.
I will say I'm getting close to 30. So I think a lesson or a theme that has been coming up a lot for me is just consistency. And thinking about, in my early 20s, I was very much, I don't need that job. Fuck that job. I don't like you. I'm done talking to you. You know what I mean? And then you get the consequences. Right. Every decision you make has a consequence, positive or negative. And, just getting to a place where I'm like, I need some stability. I need to be able to know that I'm supporting myself and able to support my mom if she needs it. Able to support, people that I love.
Emergencies.
All of it.
Yeah.
And just be able to rely on myself and know that I can do what I need to do and take care of myself. And so just being consistent with the decisions that I make and sticking to a fucking plan, but also not forcing myself to be anywhere that's not serving me. So being intentional about if I know that I'm making a decision to try to stick to something and be consistent, doing the research to figure out what I need so that I can make that next step in a way that will be comfortable for me and something that I wouldn't mind doing for a little bit. So that's what I was consistency. Boring.
but like that is a solid thing, right? And that can show up in many places after you, I don't want to say learn it, but practice it or keep it or right, like it. That definitely. I think my theme I'm on is like self and like going back to or just like reflecting of the overgiving and whatever. Like how do you now? Because my youngest will be, and
that
like
self-preservation.
Yes. And another theme is just rest. Because like the hustle and bustle and the grind and all, like I worked since I was 13 years old, you know what I mean? And like that was like my first job, and like have always had 2-3 jobs and and you know what I mean? And like taking these things off the plate and like it's hard and then not putting things on, right? But like, and I can't even say yet like that the plate is empty, but a theme or like whatever, it's like being self-full and selfish and getting that plate empty.
Making room.
Even if it's for a day, making room, making space.
I'm so proud of you because when we first got close, you're like, yeah, okay, I know you're a full-time teacher. You're like, yeah, and I do this. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I have some properties. Okay, yeah, so I'm a landlord. All right, cool, damn. Yeah, and and I'm about to start this business. And I'm like, Jessica, when do you sleep? When do you?
I know. And but I think that comes from too, like my watching, my grandmother stayed home. She was educated, but she always was into something too, volunteering, that, like back to the giving, like, right? And just like your time, one of my mentors reminded me like your time and your energy is indispensable. And like, when are you holding it for you? I did not want this one. Are a person's bags or body counts a deal breaker for you? My first is a
What's
no.
Bags?
Like how many people they've had sex with.
Oh, so
that bags, not their money.
Yes,
body counts. I didn't know what the best.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my first like whatever just off the dome is no.
Right.
Because you're here with me now, and what happened before don't got nothing to do with me.
More experience, the better, baby. You've been around the block.
Been around the world.
Show me something. Teach me.
Show me something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I think for some people it is like, or I have heard, not have heard, but like, and maybe it's generational too, but like, oh, I don't want to, mess with him and da-da-da, or I don't want to be with her because she did,
Yeah.
And so I guess it might depend on the person too. You said
Yeah.
more experience, baby.
Well, and I think it's definitely a hyper masculine thing to say sometimes too, where it's like, you know, men's egos get bruised because they're like, oh, you know, you've been with so many men and like, whatever. For me, I mean, what did you think? I'm cute. You know,
I'm fine.
Like
All inside and outside,
That's
all
all
around,
of it.
right?
But yeah, I don't really care about that. I think it's more about how you're showing up for me, and if I can trust you, period. And not even on trust like, are you gonna cheat on me? But like, can I trust you to show up when you say you're gonna show up? Can I trust that? Do I feel like when you tell me that I'm beautiful, that you actually feel that way, or that you actually like me or love me? You know, so.
And he tells you you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. He got it right.
You gotta be obsessed with me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a Leo. Be obsessed or get out. How do you feel about that? Like, do you like? Because I have a friend who does not like compliments. Like, or not that she doesn't like them. She gets really uncomfortable. How do you feel when men compliment you, specifically men that you're in relationships with?
I think I enjoy it. It's not like a must. I appreciate it, but I also feel like have felt like I know who I am and what I be and what I do and all that. So like, everybody should like a compliment, maybe, right? But that's interesting that she doesn't. But like, so like within that confidence, not conceitedness, right? Then I already know. But yeah, still, like even affirmations. Who doesn't like being affirmed about who they are, right?
Right.
I like how you said the trust too. Like I trust that you're going to show up, and I also like feel like I want to trust to be who I know you are.
People be switching up.
Or what you've shown me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put a fake facade on it. I don't want to have trust in what I want or what I think or what I heard.
Yeah.
Like, what have you, what do I, because that's more real than anything you can, like, say you're going to do or be or whatever. It's like, what's your track record with me, you know?
Right. I don't give a fuck about a body count.
Count?
Show me the track record.
Show you track
Can
record.
I trust you to make time for me?
Yeah.
Or trust you to because I love a busy man. That is something that really I'm just like, ooh, you're busy. You can't hang out because you got something going on. I love that. But also with a busy man comes not a lot of time. So when you have time, can I trust you to put me in your schedule? I love that. Once I know that you want to see me, you're going to make the time to see me.
You want to call. You want to return my text. You want to answer the phone when I call.
You want to take me out. You want to plan a date and take me on a date.
Yeah. You want to know when I'm in town, I'm going to see you.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. And come to my city sometimes.
Right. Please.
Yeah.
And it's getting cold here.
In the South. It's getting cold.
No, right. No, I mean, yeah. Here.
Oh,
well,
here.
No, yeah. It'd be warm there. And it'd be warm wherever I'm at. You too.
You want to see
Be
it?
warm too, right. Yes. Get warmed up.
Oh, wait. I just pulled.
I don't know. Damn.
Oh, no. You pulled because...
Yeah. I think I pulled.
The body count.
Yeah, body count.
Okay.
The bags.
Take this one. I'm trying to see if there's a science to how you rolled up the paper versus me. And no. How do you navigate transition? I literally wanted to know your answer to this, so I want to hear what you think.
Okay.
How do you navigate transition? What has worked for you?
That spur of the moment, I operate good on. I don't know if that's transition. I feel like there has been things that have been out of my control that I have no choice but to move with it.
Yeah.
Or move around it or move through it. And like, I can plan, but I am very much like, if it feels like I'm supposed to, if it's going to save me, if it's going to save, like, if it's going to whatever, then just do it and the rest will result as it's supposed to be. My faith is moving me because, like, there's a new transition every day right now. There is. Because of what's around me right now. And what was the second part? But yeah, and like jobs, right? Like even packing up my office to be like, I'm done with teaching was not a, it was, I just thought, oh, you're just packing up. Like I didn't know. No, God said, oh, this is your finale. This is your finished. You just think you packing.
Curtains closed.
It's done, right?
Yeah.
And like to sit with that and accept it, because here I thought like I'm gonna teach for 5 years at the same school and and retire, and no, and no, and the universe said no. Not in a good way, but I think when the transitions to, or like when I think of transitions, like things like just things changing or moving on or whatever, like I feel like I'm always on the verge, right? And like I'm okay with stepping off, and either I always say like either my wings gonna pop out and I'm gonna fly, or God's gonna catch me. And so it's not even an optimism or a pessimistic. It's just like,
you know, you're good.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Even if good ain't great or good is like whatever, I know it's gonna. Right now, lately, like nothing's surprising me about what's going on around me, because everything is like, what the fuck? Like, are we what? Like, so, but it's just building me in a way that's like, let me keep moving.
That piece is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think too, it's like nothing. You get to a place where it's like, I've seen something like this before, or it's like I've never not been okay.
Right. Or I got through it and I learned and I survived. And I survived and I survived, and I rise and I rise and I rise. And so like, it's not, I always say too, like the other choice is not for me, or it's not for us, right? You gonna be somewhere, you know? No. So pull your motherfucking bootstraps up. That's a favorite of mine. Pull them up. Get to it. Get back to it. Move forward in it. Whatever it is. Yeah. But that know you're going to be all right. But yeah, transitions. And they ain't easy.
No.
But the things like this, I did this and didn't drink.
Maybe not.
Some things that are just, there's just like, I never would have imagined that the living situation. This is the last one.
The last one.
Just things like full circle things, right?
Yeah,
and like, and so when it's things that are really like, it's just like, God, somewhere else, it ain't like, this is what's ordained, or like, it's already been planned. It's just revealed for you right now.
Yeah.
And I got you.
And you're a mother. No drama. You're a mother. So your children are always in transition. They're growing.
Yes.
So
yeah,
you're used to it in that sense.
Yeah. Okay, I get yours on the last one. You know what it is? No, remember? Tell me the story of your first love.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shit! Person
and it says
or passion.
Yep. So it could be either one.
Right.
Or both.
We were talking about this the other day. Me and I, how deeply we love, and where did that come from? Because we leave an impact of love, like sometimes unconditional, or sometimes with conditions, but there's force. Someone last night said being around you is addictive. Your spirit, your energy, your whatever. And I know I'm not answering, but I was like, he was like, and so, but it's the love. Because, genuine people, when you put yourself around good people, your light illuminates, right? Or your light bounces off of light, right?
Yep.
And so, oh my gosh, Ricki. This is hard. Because, of course, I first want to think of a person. Like, my first love
I would
type
love
shit.
to hear that.
Okay. I don't know about first, but like I have a first love that was like your little childhood love, right? And then I have like my first love, like high school type love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer to tell? Or do you want me to choose?
You choose.
Okay. So you said high school
Yep,
or like really
childhood,
young?
like, yes, like 7, 8. I know.
They both sound so,
So sweet.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do the 7.
Okay. And I'm at like 7 or 8, but like used to go to the Y in the summertime every summer. So I had like my little summer boyfriend. And it just was like, you know how you weren't supposed to be friends with boys maybe or whatever, like you only played with the girls. And so, but we would always like break up at the end of the summer. So it was like this little summer, like, well, you 8 years old, what you got a boyfriend for? Like 7, 8, 9, whatever. And then every summer, like at the beginning, we would like get back together at the beginning of the summer. With my mom let me have my mom. I'm like, what the hell was she thinking? But she let us have like a slumber party.
Oh, really?
Boys and girls slumber party.
Oh, sweet.
It was people from the summer, whatever, but he was there, whatever. So like my little first kiss under the sleeping bag. You ain't supposed to. Where is your parents at? Do not let kids have slumber parties with boys and girls. Don't do it.
Yeah, she's wild for that
one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was fine and it was innocent, but still like you.
But that just means she probably trusted you.
Yeah. And we still know each other. You know, we still And he's definitely like a best friend of mine. Someone who looks out for my sons. Look at your face. Yeah. Like, you off camera. Nah.
No, I don't know who it is. Okay, I kind of do. But that's so sweet.
Yeah, no. And looks out for my sons, looks out for my daughters, looks out like a good person. It's so nice to still be in company. Yeah. And nobody knows but us of like that little childhood. Maybe one of my cousins know or something, but like,
wow.
And as adults, you know what I'm saying? And here we are still in our 40s. And we don't talk often, you know. We'll call each other on their birthdays or stuff like that. And it's just to have people like that in my life still that know me, you know what I mean? And like know me throughout decades. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get the high school one now?
Yeah. I just had a high school, you know, it was like high school boyfriend all throughout high school. Dumped me my junior year. I was so devastated. I know. Thought, you know, I was like, I'm gonna marry him. We're gonna have kids together and all of this. And but beautiful, like family. His mother was beautiful, like, you know, I knew his, like, we, you know, it was just nice. But I'm talking about and I'm like, and people who know me already know who this is, but like, it was like, every dance, you know what I mean? Sweethearts, all of that, like my high school love.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love that you're still in community with those people.
So, not the high school one. I mean, like if we see each other, we'll speak or whatever, like, but not. And his mom, you know, if we saw each other, we would you know, but yeah. But my first boyfriend. Yeah. My first love. So yeah. Anything else while we're here together?
I love you.
I love you more.
And I love this team that you have behind the cameras. Mm-hmm. It's really beautiful to see your loved ones show up for you in this way.
I agree.
It's a testament to how good you are to other people too.
Don't make me cry.
She cooked for us.
Yeah, we cook. This is not a podcast. This is a space to build. This is a space to share, to release, to heal. You know, I don't leave here the same. I take everything, receive it, process it, right? It allows me, like the things we talk about, you haven't even thought about until now in this moment together, right? The smile that brings like, oh my gosh, my first love. What? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and so and it's the Blue Room. You know, I think about us boxing in here.
Yeah. The boxes used to be to
like
the ceiling.
What, right? Or like, I still have that Post-it note when you probably don't remember. Remember you like drew the light bulbs or we would like had some drawing on the Post-it note. It's hilarious. If I find it, I'm going to have to send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, and so
yeah,
I love you more.
And it's honestly such an honor to witness you continue to rebuild or transition and change and decide what direction you want your life to go in. And it's so cool to see every time you have been like, Ricki, I'm about to do this. I have an idea to do this thing. To see you execute it and it become bigger than, you know, anything that I or you could have imagined. Or maybe you did imagine it being that big, but just seeing you execute things and then you come on top every time, like, you're really inspirational, and I'm grateful to know you and witness you.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
And it's the company I keep.
Period.
It is. Because I feel like I'm a reflection of, you know,
Yeah.
like, because I could say, you know what I mean? Like I
Yep.
do in everything.
Yeah.
And it is. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Tune back in next time to the Blue Room, a.k.a. the Boom Boom Room. Love you. We can cheers one more time.
Too.
So much love up in here. So much love up in here.
Period.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
A little sip. You see how much I drink?
Till next time.